Welcome to TAKEU, the show where we take you on a journey through the life of someone who's imagined a dream and made it a reality. Today we will take you through the life of Nana Ado. I would like to welcome a man whose talents have been one many college students on the campus of UNCP just can't seem to get enough of. Thank you so much for coming to our show.
Appreciate it.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm good. That's good though. Can you tell us what year you are in college?
I'm currently a senior. I'll be done in May, and yeah, I'm hoping to get out.
Okay, that's good. Well, what are you majoring in right now?
I'm majoring in computer science, and I'm hoping to find a job. Well, as soon as I get out, I'm in the process of looking for a job right now. I'm hoping to get a job in Charlotte because that's where I want to start out from. So yeah.
Start out doing what exactly?
Well, there are different type of jobs I can get with computer science degree. Excuse me, but mainly, if you know, computer science is mainly about coding and other the background aspects of a computer. But that's not exactly what I want to do. I don't want to be sitting in a box office for like 16 hours a day just looking at a computer screen. So I'm trying to find other things to do.
Okay, so where exactly did the whole Nana's Kitchen come from then?
Well, it started summer of 2015. I was doing an internship at a company called excuse me, I had a brain fart. But it was in Arden, North Carolina. I was living with my cousin, and he didn't know how to cook, and he's never at home. So I was having to buy food every day, and to cut down on costs and whatnot, I started making my own food, and I was saving money. And it's during the summertime, so I'm not doing anything but working. So I just, thought about just recording myself cook. And so I was just, every time I cooked something, I just record myself. And then eventually I started putting it on YouTube. And that's how the whole concept of Nana's Kitchen started. That same summer, I actually cooked for my other interns that were working at the company. And that's how the idea of selling on campus and whatnot came from.
Okay, so what exactly was the first meal you ever made?
It's actually an African dish. Is jollof rice, which is pretty much white rice and stew cooked together.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah,
that sounds
it was.
Good. So that's the first meal that you actually allowed everybody else to try for the Nana's Kitchen?
Yes.
Okay, so where exactly did you get the name?
I actually pondered on a couple of names, but I felt like this made more sense because it's me. My name is Nana, and Kitchen, you can't miss that. You're gonna know exactly what that is. So Nana's Kitchen makes pretty much sense. So.
Yeah, just keep it real simple. I like it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, did you know how to cook before the summer of 2015?
I did, but I just never really wanted to be in the kitchen. My mom always kind of made me stay in the kitchen and watch her cook and learn or whatnot. But I never wasn't really a kitchen person before whole 2015 summer. So
has your mother tried your cooking since?
Oh yeah, she does always. When I go back home, she never wants to cook. She just wants to eat my food. So
that's good. Okay.
I guess that's good.
You have family that you cook for too, or is it just like?
Yeah. Recently, this past January, my family we always meet up in January 1st. We all meet up at my uncle's house, and I cooked a couple of meals for them, and they really enjoyed it.
Okay. You remember any of those meals that you made?
I think I made some mac and cheese, and I made some spring rolls.
Okay. So do you limit all your dishes to African dishes, or?
No.
Okay.
I mean, because you gotta see what the customer wants, and not everybody's gonna want African food, so I kind of do a little bit of everything.
So how exactly do you get your menus then?
Well, before I started, doing plate sales, I made sure I do it weekly, so I made sure to see if people are gonna get it. So I advertise it a week in advance to make sure, and also to see how much response I'll get from it. So that's how I derive my menus for every week.
Okay, so roughly how many plates do you think you make week to week?
It varies. I've made up to about 40 plates once, and I've made a minimum of about 10. So I say about 15 to 20 plates every weekend.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
So what was like the biggest seller that you had?
The biggest one was, I think I had made some mac and cheese and fried chicken and cornbread. Yeah,
Yeah,
that got a lot of people.
you can't go wrong with that one. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody loves some cornbread and some mac and cheese.
That's true.
And fried chicken too? Oh
Yeah.
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 Okay. So do you just dibble and dab with a little bit of, African, some American foods, or like, I mean, give me some ideas of what other types of foods you'll be making.
I actually made jollof rice as well, and I made some fried plantains and chicken wings, which I sold on campus, which is mainly an African dish, which really sold on campus. But that's the only really African dish that I've made so far to sell out on campus. I tried to pretty much stay where the customer wants, and what I'm gonna sell more is what I tried to stay to. Yeah.
So do you have like a signature plate or anything?
I say my mac and cheese is pretty good.
Okay, nice. You got a signature mac and cheese. Can you tell us what you put in that macaroni and cheese?
Well, I can't really tell you all that, but I put 5 different cheeses in it, and I cook my macaroni first, put everything in it, and I bake it. I want to go into too much depth to reveal my secret, so.
I understand. You can't let everybody know what you be putting in there. Got
That's
little
true.
special spices or something.
Yep.
Nice, nice. So have you taken any like tips or anything from your mother or your family members? Like, is there any like special secret recipes that you would actually incorporate?
Yeah, my mom makes some fried rice that I'm trying to still learn how to learn how to cook. And the only thing about that is she doesn't use like any type of measuring cups or nothing of that. She does everything by eye, so it's kind of hard to get it the exact same way. But I'm still learning. But I've learned a lot of tricks from her. My uncle is actually, who is a pastor, actually does a lot of cooking as well. So I've learned a lot from him as well too.
Okay, what would you say is actually the easiest thing to fix? Easiest side dish or anything related to food? What would you say?
I say probably a go-to that's pretty easy to make side dish would probably be some coleslaw.
Coleslaw, really?
It's not bad. It's pretty easy to make. Just cut your ingredients, just add everything together. You don't have to cook anything. Just throw it in the fridge, let it chill for a little bit, and you'll be good to go.
So how exactly do you make your coleslaw? I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody on this campus can say yours is better than anybody else's, right?
Yeah. You got some carrots. You got some cabbage in there. And that's the 2 main vegetables people use for coleslaw. That's my opinion. You had some milk in there, and having a brain fart again. But yeah, those are the main 3 things that go into it, and I think some mayonnaise if I'm not mistaken. But yeah.
Okay, so are you still working on Nana's Kitchen? Because it's to my understanding that you're doing a whole catering thing now.
Yeah. I actually got a new job, so which is taking a lot of my time. So I'm not available every weekend to cook. So I just started a catering gig, which is doing pretty well now.
So tell me a little bit more about the catering.
I tried to cater for people's events, or if people want personal orders. I had a guy order for me once. He just wanted some mac and cheese and some chicken and cornbread for him and his girlfriend, and some greens as well. So, and also selling by the bulk as well. There's more profit in that as well.
So has business slowed down since you've done the catering? I mean, like you said, you don't have that much time to do much of anything with your other job.
I wouldn't say necessarily slow down, but I make more profit doing the catering instead of the $5 plates. Because like I said, the range of how many people buy a week for the $5 plates changes. Okay. So sometimes, some weekends you make money, some weekends you lose money, and some weekends it's just the exact same amount that you spent is the exact same you get. So
interesting. So what exactly have you learned since starting your own business?
Pretty much what the customer wants, and what sells and what doesn't.
So you've just kind of been figuring it out as you go?
Yeah. To be honest, I'm still figuring it out. it's not easy to start a business. So
Especially in college with everything else you
especially
got going on. Are you
yeah.
involved in anything else on campus?
Well, I was actually president of African Student Organization for 2 years, but right now I'm really not involved in anything. Like I said, I'm a senior, so a lot of my time is towards school right now and trying to start a business as well. So.
Okay, well, could you see yourself furthering this and like making this a bigger franchise?
Oh yeah, I definitely. I want to open up my own restaurants soon. In the next 2 years, I want to at least have one restaurant going in my hometown. So.
And so where are you from?
Greensboro.
Greensboro, okay. So, I mean, how do you think that's going to go off? Because I know a lot of people around this area know about you, but do the people back home know a lot about what you're doing?
A lot of people actually do, because the African community is pretty strong in Greensboro, and word carries around fast. So, but yeah, a lot of people do know about it. I've actually had some people want to invest in me to open up a restaurant. So.
That's great. That's actually
Yeah,
really good. I mean, speaking of support, do you run this entire business by yourself as far as like buying all the food? And I mean, I know you prep all the food and you actually make it, but do you have any assistance?
Yeah, I do. Well, friends, my girlfriend helps me a lot. My friend, one of my friends who's like my brother and that also my roommate, does a lot of deliveries for me when I need something delivered. So I got a couple of people that help me out.
That's pretty awesome. So I know everybody likes your food, but what's something that you've heard from somebody that kind of blew your mind? Like one of the craziest things somebody said about how good your food was? If there is anything. I know it's kind of hard because I know you get a lot of compliments all the time. Trust me, I hear them all the time circulating campus.
Nothing off the top of my head right now, but I get a lot of good things I could say that, but nothing off the top of my head right now. But I get a lot of good things.
Anything negative that you want to divulge?
I mean, of course, if there's always somebody, it's too spicy, it's not enough food. There's always that one person that's, got something negative to say. But that's all part of starting a business.
So how well do you take criticism?
Oh yeah, I take that to heart because I want my customers to be happy to the T. So I take that to heart and try to fix as much as I can.
So are there any changes that you would make going forward as far as Nana's Kitchen goes or the catering?
Yeah. Eventually, because I need, it's not something that can be run by one person all the time. So I need some help, some constant help, and also delivering on time. Because sometimes, I'm like 30 minutes late or 15 minutes late due to the food not being ready on time. So I feel like time in as well is pretty important. And yeah.
Okay, so if you could give any advice to anybody that's trying to start their own business on campus like you have, what would you tell them?
Well, you have to have the drive and the mindset to start a business. If your heart is not in it, it's not gonna be well with you. And don't go into starting a business just thinking everything is gonna be rosy. It's not. There's gonna be a lot of negative things that happen. You're gonna fall down a lot, but all you gotta do is just get right back up and push through.
Well, I think that's awesome. So how do you balance school and cooking? I mean, that I understand can be very, very tedious at times. I mean, prepping and all that. So help me understand. I want to know.
Yeah. Adding to that, I gotta balance my job in there too. So it's not easy, but if you want something, you gotta work hard towards it. So that's the kind of life I've chosen. So I gotta do it, but it's not easy, but I get it done.
Okay. Well, has there been any times where you just got kind of low with it and said, "Hey, I'm just gonna forget the entire business altogether," or?
Oh yeah, I've had a couple of those that I break down. I used to work at Food Lion, and my schedule at Food Lion was 6 to whatever time we close. We're done with what we're doing in the store. Some days I get home 2, 3 a.m. in the morning, and I gotta wake right back up an hour later to start prepping to sell food the next day. So those times I broke down, and finishing that day up too, I got to go back to work at 3 o'clock. So,
man, oh man, are you one busy man?
Yeah.
Well, we are going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere because Nana is going to show us a quick meal that you can make right from the comfort of your own home. We'll be right back.
Plastics can take 450 to 1,000 years to decompose. Rainfall, wind, and human activities end up washing litter to the nearest bodies of water. We see it every day, collecting in our ecosystems. So instead of just walking or riding by, stop and pick it up. After all, it's your home too.
The funny thing about Hannah is she never crawled. She skipped it entirely and went straight to walking and running. She was such an eager little girl. Guess she was always looking for the next amazing thing. I know that Hannah loved every one of you.
Open up your books to page 360.
Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Talking about inspirational quotes.
You gotta believe in yourself. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to savethefood.com.
Welcome back to TAKEU, ladies and gentlemen. We have the lovely Nana Ado here. He's going to teach us how to make some lovely ground turkey tacos. You guys ready?
All right, let's get started. So what we're gonna do first is just chop up our vegetables. I got some tomatoes, some cilantro, jalapenos, and then lime here. So I'll start up with the tomatoes.
Now, roughly how much did this cost you?
Not much, probably about $15 to $20.
Okay.
So it's a quick, nice meal.
So how long would a meal like this last a college student, an average college student?
It depends on how much you eat. Because you can make your ground turkey or whatnot, keep it in your fridge, have your other condiments already, pre-cooked in your fridge, and just fix it anytime you want. Because a box of tacos, taco shells have about 12 to 24 in them. So it all depends on how much you eat.
Okay. And how long did this take you to make?
Not long, about 10, maybe 15 minutes.
10 minutes?
Yeah.
All right, now y'all better listen to this because this will come in handy for a lot of y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody watching at home, I'm telling you, this is something quick and easy for us college students.
Yep. And it's really inexpensive, too.
Oh, these tomatoes look really juicy, too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited.
So I'm trying not to cut myself.
Take your time.
All right.
So where do you usually shop to get most of your fresh produce?
There's a fresh market here in town, right down the street from Walmart. That's where I mostly get my fresh products from, just because it's better quality and surprisingly cheaper as well.
Okay. Would you say this is a nice and healthy option for most students?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely better. First of all, it's much healthier cooking your own meal at home than, going to a fast food restaurant or whatnot.
That is true.
And having fresh veggies and everything included as well is better than frozen food, in my opinion. I don't want to try to, condone anybody's choice.
I think this will help people not, get that freshman 15 from eating in the caf every day.
You can say that again.
Okay.
All right, we'll get these last two.
Right. So is this something that you watched on TV, or how did you come up with this recipe?
It's something that I saw online, and I, threw my own mix in there.
Okay. Is this one of the meals that you usually make for people? Is something that you would sell?
Well, this is something that I usually make when my, friends and I get together or whatnot. It's, just a little, this especially right here, you can either put on your tacos or you can, use it as a type of dip for like chips or whatnot.
Nice little salsa.
Slice.
Throw this in here?
Yep. All right. Now we're gonna chop these jalapenos.
You want me to throw those in here too?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Just so everyone knows, we were, very conscious of making sure we washed our hands.
Yep.
Make sure you always wash your hands before you start cooking and preparing food for anybody.
That's
Because
key.
we don't want any germs around here.
That's a major key.
Throw this in here too?
Yep, go ahead. How much we got in there? All right. Might just do just one. Well, just 2 jalapenos. You can go ahead and throw that in there.
Okay. So you just kind of eyeball it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
And now we're gonna chop down these cilantro.
Smells good.
It's gonna taste good too.
I can only imagine. Excited. So what does the cilantro do for the meal?
It gives it a nice, distinct taste to it.
Okay.
Just like the lime does as well.
Okay.
Almost forgot, gotta get our onions in there as well too.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of onions, but surprisingly some people prefer onions in their meals.
They're really good for you. I think onions add a nice little bit of flavor to the meal, to any meal actually.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We got enough in there. Now we're gonna put some juices in there. You want to squeeze that in there?
I would love to. So you only use half of it, or you use the whole thing?
Well, it all depends how much you're making. We're not
Okay.
making that much right now, so
Okay.
just half will do.
Oh, that smells so fresh.
Oh yeah, and healthy.
Yes. For the folks watching at home, I hope y'all understand this is about to be so good, so I'm gonna eat for the both of us. Okay. All right.
All right, now we're gonna season with a little salt and some pepper.
Sprinkle.
Mm-hmm. All right, you want to mix that up?
Okay. Should have threw it over your shoulder. You should like throw it back in here. All right.
All right.
Okay. What's next?
And now we are ready to make our taco. All right, so I got our ground turkey here. Mixed it with cumin seasoned paprika and chili powder and some salt as well. And it has onions as well in here too. Like I said, this is a really inexpensive meal to cook. Cause these got 12 shells, taco shells here for about $1.80.
Okay.
The ground turkey here was only about, I think about $4.
So how long did you cook the ground turkey on the stove for?
I eyeball everything most of the time, but I say about 5 to 10 minutes. All depends. Yeah,
okay.
It all depends on how much you're making.
Okay.
How many tacos you want?
Let's just stick with one for right now.
Okay.
Let's see. I don't know. Everybody says your food's really good, but I'll be the judge of that.
Okay. I'll try to prove you wrong.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna just make one for myself too.
Okay.
All right. I'll start with some ground turkey. Ooh.
It smells so good. Got a nice little spice to it, I can tell.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, if you want to put some
of this in here?
Yep.
How much you want?
That's yours, so however much you want in there.
Okay.
All right. Now I got some lettuce here as well.
I don't know if it's gonna make it. It might make the cut.
We gotta make it work.
Okay.
All right. And got some cheese here as well.
Just a little sprinkle.
Just a little sprinkle. I got you. That's enough.
Oh yeah, that's good.
All right. Add some sour cream here as well if you want to add that to it.
Go ahead, you might as well. We here. Let's do it the right way now.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Ooh.
All right.
All right. Moment of truth.
A moment of truth.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys. Let's see if this is good.
Take your time.
I'm nervous. Take my time?
Take your time.
I'm going to make a huge mess here. Let's see. Here we go. Okay.
Is that a good okay? Or
Not too shabby.
Okay. Okay.
No, it's actually really good, you guys.
I like that.
It is really good. Really spicy.
Mm-hmm.
But not too spicy.
Just about that to get to tolerate.
Okay. Well, Nana, thank you so much for coming to our show.
No problem.
I'm going to enjoy all this lovely food that you made for us. Okay. Thank you again. I can't thank you enough for coming out here to show us how to make a quick and easy meal that you can make in the comfort of your own home. Until the next episode of TAKEU, I'm Alexis Clinton.
And I'm Nana Ado.
Y'all have a good one, all right?